So I'm gonna be honest. Stephanie White is getting completely outclassed in the coaching department from every single coach. And I've already talked a little bit about the defense, but like, I'm just gonna talk about how teams are now adapting. Like, it's not 2024. You're not coaching against a bunch of people that should not be coaching. You're not coaching against Noelle Quinn. You're not coaching against Teresa Weatherspoon. You're not coaching against Christy Sides anymore. You're not coaching. I don't even think Trammell was a bad coach. You're not coaching. You don't coach 14 times a year against fucking 5 times a year against Tyler Marsh anymore. I'm trying to think who was bad. Eric Thibault wasn't particularly good either. As far as I'm aware, supposedly Eric Thibault, great assistant coach. Don't think Eric Thibault is that great. Was that great as a head coach of Washington? You're not coaching as these coaches anymore. Do you remember the way it used to be? It was like, oh yeah, Reeve and Becky Hammond were like a level above. They're all like that. So let's just take a listen to what Stephanie White does.
Which is the most defensively in the league, and so they want to switch 1 through 5, which means that players like Meg Gustafson may get guarded by a guard. That's why we've seen her twice have and ones in the paint, taking advantage of that.
Twice have and ones in the paint. Yeah. Raven Johnson fouled out on it. Raven Johnson literally fouled out on the switches. So what are teams doing? Because the Fever are trying to switch 1 through 5. They are walking into switches. And that's all coaches have to do. Every single coach. I don't think Stephanie White has won the coaching battle once this year. Like, I don't think Stephanie White has won a coaching battle yet. Like, I genuinely believe that, she's lost every single coaching battle. She lost a coaching battle to a 30-year-old who has not really coached at any sort of a level as a head coach. Yes, even when he was with London Lions, involved with that team, yes, that is a high level of basketball. Yes, he became like an NBA development coach. I have no question about it that Alex Sarama is a smart basketball person. A really smart basketball person. And like, I know there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people where it's like, you don't have to be the greatest player in the world. You don't have to be, like, he founded a basketball club when he was really young. Like, when he was in his early 20s. There are a lot of people that I know that were not good players, that were not good basketball players, but they watched the game enough, they've studied the game enough, they know the ins and outs of it, and they are much better coaches than some of the players. It happens. It is hard in that scenario when you're that type of a coach. The problem is when you're coaching is dealing with egos and dealing with personal people, like dealing with players. Like, that is one of the big things. It's about kind of like, figuring out the ego situation. And Alex Sarama has no issue with that. Why? Because they have it's an entire team of egoless players. No one on that team is out here with an ego. And he's got a team of egoless players who are going to put forward his methods. They're going to put forward what he wants to do. And I'm like, I think there's a lot to be said for that. There's a lot to be said for that. But every single team is going to walk the Fever into switches. Like, the Golden State Valkyries abused the Fever switching everything. And like, I made a video, I was like, man, there's no way Fever's still running this. And if you look at my pregame, I'm like, oh yeah, the Fever aren't dumb enough to switch everything again. Turns out, the Fever have been switching everything. They've switched more than everyone all year. And do you know that there are 3 Indiana Fever players in the top 10 list of who gets ISO'd on the most? So basically, opposing teams' offenses against the Fever, I've never seen this before. In the year of 2026, in a year where so many people believe that ISO ball is like dying. ISO ball is dying. Like, at the same, like, ISO ball is now a thing that teams don't like to run. Teams like to run sets. They don't like to go isolation. The Indiana Fever's defense is now so bad that other opposing teams are like, okay, yeah. And the thing is that the logic of running switch everything when you don't have the size to do it. So the only logic for running switch everything is like, okay, look, this is the sets that they're going to run. What we're not going to let them do is we're not going to go and let them into their sets. Switching this stops these passes from coming in. They're not going to run their sets. And I don't think Stephanie White fully understands how much smarter coaches are than they were a few years ago. Like, just because Becky Hammon switched everything against you last year as a coach, and you got so bamboozled that you didn't realize that you could have walked Aaliyah Boston onto Jewel Lloyd every possession, or Caitlin onto Kirsten Bell every possession and went at them. Instead, you were somehow getting Caitlin switched on to Kirsten Bell and then running another screen so that Jackie Young got matched back onto Caitlin. You ran your sets. You lost the game because you refused to go out of your sets. Just because you did that doesn't mean that these coaches are dumb. Just because you went out with a coaching strategy and you went out with the mentality of a coach from 40 years ago of, I'm running my play, I'm not adapting, doesn't mean that other teams aren't going to adapt. The Portland Fire didn't run an offense for the whole game. Alex Sarama, who is a super basketball mind, has shown, like, he is a smart coach who doesn't seem to get spooked in any way, who has a whole bunch of players that would fucking would take a bullet for each other. And what did you make them do? Did you make them play any basketball? Did you make them beat you? Did you make them play their B game? No. You were okay with not adapting anything and letting them attack downhill. You let them attack downhill with no help. And I saw someone trying to defend Stephanie White and being like, oh, Stephanie White, like the reason, like she's confident in Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell guarding. So that's why she doesn't run it. She switches everything. She's confident they can guard. Why the fuck is she confident they can guard anybody? Like Kelsey Mitchell spent half of the Golden State Valkyries game guarding Kia Stokes. I get it, Kia Stokes sucks, but she spent half of the Valkyries game. If the Fever switch everything, they'll fucking lose to the Connecticut Sun. Could you imagine Caitlin Clark and Kelsey Mitchell trying to guard Reagan Beers or Brittany Griner? Like, it's a guaranteed 2 points or foul every single possession. And the reason they're attacking Caitlin Clark, even though Caitlin did a good job on defense, purely was it was for fouls. And they did a good job at that. But you're seeing it again here, that she's just being outcoached. Like, before the game starts, Caitlin Clark, like, they're like talking about the fucking, oh yeah, we're gonna beat them inside, and you get doubled up on pain points. They're like, oh yeah, before the game, it's like, oh well, they switch more than every team. Steph White wants them to switch 1 through 5, and then before the game, it's like, oh yeah, I think we play faster with Raven Johnson. Like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is going on? Like, we are sitting here watching a coach get outcoached. And by the way, I like Alex Sarama. It is unacceptable to get outcoached by a coach who literally has said, everything that we do on offense, ignore all of what we do on offense and just start walking side to side and just setting a couple of flare screens until Caitlin gets matched up to Carla, and our two bigs get matched up to their two guards, and their two bigs are guarding the three-point line. Even if Caitlin stops Carla and Carla misses, it's an offensive rebound. Or if there's help, we drive and kick. If we miss, there's an offensive rebound. Like, imagine a coach literally saying, everything that we do as a team, ignore it all. Ignore it all and just walk into switches. Just walk into switches. That is what we that is what we call how to beat the Indiana Fever right now. All you have to do is, because every team has a good downhill driver, just walk side to side. Just walk. Just dribble side to side. You don't even need to set screens. Just dribble side to side and just exchange, and the fever will just push off. So you go up and like, okay, what are the mismatches? Okay, if Kelsey Mitchell's on the weak side, just set a pin or set a flare screen as a big. Big starts in the wing. Big starts inside, guard starts in the wing. And just or guard starts under, big starts in the wing. Big screen down for the guard to come out. Aaliyah Boston will end up on the guard and suddenly your big's inside for a layup. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do, and that's what they want to do. Like, I've never seen a team with nobody that can play defense switch everything. No blitz and recover. No let's force baseline. No let's force middle into help, because you can't really force middle into help. No, we're refusing screens. We're doing this. We're doing that. It is literally, on screens, what are we doing? Switch. Why are we switching? Because a couple of games ago, Caitlin a couple of times tried to refuse screens and everyone forgot. So therefore, we're going to go and switch. Is it smart? Fuck no. But that's what we're doing. Anyway, yeah. This is annoying. I'll see you guys.